We finally did it. We made it to Friday, the end of our second week of our virtual classroom, and we did it. I've really enjoyed learning so much about so many of my students. Let's see, starting with my 8th grade. My 8th grade is trying to balance chemical equations right now, and that can be really tricky, especially without somebody in person there to show you. So it caused us to launch my very first ever Zoom classroom, and boy did we have fun. I learned so much, like Maccabee prefers Madden's mom over Madden, and I gather Zoe's mom is the best baker of brownies in town. I'm gonna be hitting that up. Oh, and poor Sophia, she has to work from her dining room table with her sister, kind of like jumping in it all the time. So I had so much fun coming into your homes rather than having you all come into my classroom this week. My 7th grade, they're working on human body organization. And so we spent some time focusing on how specifically stress can affect your homeostasis. So we put together a very cool PowerPoint slideshow. How do our 7th grade students here at Lincoln School manage their stress while on quarantine? That's attached after this video. Check it out. Maybe you'll pick up another fun idea. And I saw a number of common themes too, whether it was spending time with their family, walking the dog, or just going outside to get that much needed fresh air. How about playing games of Quizlet Live? That's right. We played our very first game of Quizlet Live, and we had 14 people in attendance at the same time from 14 different locations. They did a great job, and it was actually a lot of fun for 30 minutes. I saw, though, by the end, everybody was getting the vocabulary words much more quickly than the first several rounds. So apparently it's working. Not to be outdone, we had to Zoom the 7th grade as well, and that was social too. We got to see TJ. By the way, he's got not just one, but 2 different birds. So we got to meet both of them. We saw Brianne able to multitask. She can Zoom on one side and work on her computer at the other. Very impressive. And as it turns out, who knew, but Lily is camera shy, so no images of Lily. Our 6th grade is working on plate tectonics right now and inside Earth. So they got to watch the first ever video that I've ever made of doing an experiment right from my kitchen. So that was kind of fun. It wound up inspiring me to make my own YouTube channel. So watch this, move over Bill Nye the Science Guy. Mrs. Bree's coming in. I might need you, Brian Rubin. That's to be discussed later. But not to be outdone, we Zoomed with the 6th grade too. And we had a record-breaking 26 students in attendance for that video, that meeting. And in fact, we even had a couple of cameo appearances from a special teacher friend or 2. And while we were there, we got to, again, find out more about our own students. We saw Chase with the bunk beds behind him. We saw Miguel snacking. As it turns out, Sophia's hair, still looking good, Sophia. That hair held up for the entire 30 minutes, looking great. And of course, Aiden's forehead. At any rate, it was really fun getting to see all of you guys. And I also enjoyed getting to see some of the other teachers' videos as well. Big shout out to the 2nd grade teachers, Miss Atia and Miss Lopes. They pointed out videos last week about making rainbows. Rainbows are so important because they're saying how it takes both rain and sunshine in order to make a rainbow. And usually after every storm, there is a rainbow to be found. So sometimes that means times like right now with our coronavirus, it might look a little stormy, but don't worry, there are rainbows out there. And in an act of solidarity, they asked for all the students in their classrooms to make their own rainbows and put them in their front window. I thought this was a great idea, but I teach science. Sorry, Mrs. Planer. So, of course, my rainbow had to be scientific based. Check this out. I started by putting out several cups with water in them. And in the first cup, I put red food dye. Then I had a cup of plain water. Then a cup of blue food dye. Another of plain water. A cup with yellow food dye. Plain water. And my last one went back again to red. Let me show you the setup. Then I used paper towel, and I wound up making them into like links to go from one cup to the next cup 6 times. And before long, look what happened. And about 5 hours later, oh, this turned out so cool. Mrs. Emmons, this has to make your montage for front windows. So here's your extra credit opportunity for everyone. Send me a private message. Do not post to the regular classroom in public, but a private message explaining to me the scientific possibility. How did I carry the 3 primary colors to make that rainbow? You give that to me by the end of the day today, Friday by 5 p.m., and I'll give you 5 points of extra credit. So what else have I been up to? Well, I've spent a lot of time in front of the computer, and that's really not that healthy. So I've been sure to take advantage of the beautiful weather as well. And I went outside, I released our praying mantises. I released them in my garden in hopes that I'll be able to see them later. I went to Nomahegan Pond, as I promised, and we did release Stokey in her natural environment. With this beautiful warm weather, this is the best opportunity for her to come out of captivity and be able to survive. And I wound up moving Froggy then into that bigger habitat. There's a little more space, and that way Froggy can move around a little bit better. And I've taken Lucky for so many walks, she can't handle another one. Come on, babe. And I take Marie for her regular walks too. But mostly, I've just missed seeing each of you in my class every day. You've been doing an amazing job online. I'm really proud of all the work that you've done. Keep it up. Enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in the virtual classroom on Monday. Bye, guys.